When I first mentioned that I wanted to use Olaplex, a lot of you guys told me to be careful. Some of you said that it made your hair feel horrible and even start to break off. One person said that it gave them terrible headaches, and others said that it wouldn't do anything for their hair. Now, I am aware that Olaplex has been in the news recently, since early last year. First, to one of their fragrance ingredients being banned in the EU due to the potential effects that it can have on the reproductive system. And then earlier this year, there was a class action lawsuit involving 30 women saying that Olaplex caused them to experience breakage, hair loss, and scalp sensitivities. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not overly concerned about these issues. I follow some pretty reputable chemists and dermatologists on YouTube, including Dr. Dray and Muffin Beauty Science. And when I watched their responses to these issues, they just really assured that there's really nothing to worry about. For instance, regarding the banned fragrance ingredient Lilial, they explained how the study leading to the ban involved giving extremely high doses to rats, far beyond what a typical human being could possibly use on a day-to-day basis. And even if 15 of our everyday products included Lilial, it would only be 1/80th of the amount that is estimated to have a negative effect on the rats. However, there's no evidence that Lilial causes any fertility issues in humans. It is simply being removed just as a precautionary. With that said, though, they also explained that Lilial is a very common allergen in cosmetics, and it's very common for people to develop an allergy to it. And this can lead to irritation, redness, itchiness, and even in extreme cases, hair loss. And in the case of the class action lawsuit, I've read a significant portion of it, not all, but I sort of came to the conclusion that if these women were experiencing the scalp sensitivities and irritation and hair loss due to Olaplex and not some sort of underlying condition or some sort of other issue, that it may have been because they may have been allergic to one of these ingredients. And in my opinion, that is not Olaplex's fault, nor does it mean that the product is unsafe. So put it another way, if I, someone who's allergic to peanuts, were to eat a Reese's cup, it wouldn't be Hershey's fault for the fact that I broke out in hives, because for anyone who is not allergic to peanuts, Reese's cups are completely safe to eat. And I'm not disregarding anyone telling me to be careful, because I think it's always important to be mindful of the fact that you can always have a negative reaction to any product. And throughout the time that I do use Olaplex, I will be mindful to look for signs that it may not be working for me, but until that happens, I have no issues with using it. Hi friends, the first thing I'm doing is rinsing out as much product as I can out of my hair. I've been doing a bit of research on the best ways to use Olaplex number 3, and I came across Abby Young on YouTube, who spoke to the brand a couple of times a few years ago. She mentioned how despite the bottle saying that you want to apply Olaplex on to damp hair before shampooing, that Olaplex told her that you will actually get better results applying onto freshly washed hair, so that it's not fighting to get through all of your product. And then after at least 10 minutes, you can shampoo it out again. Now, I'm trying to keep my routines as simple as possible, but I still want to get the most out of the product. So instead of shampooing, I am simply rinsing off what I can. As I was applying the product, I was very surprised by how easily it spread throughout my hair. Lately, my strands have been soaking up conditioner like a sponge, and I would need to use a lot to cover my whole head. However, right now, I'm easily able to saturate an entire section with about a nickel-sized amount of product, which is wonderful because that will allow me to use this product many times before having to purchase a new one. And my usual, very tangly, rough strands are separating easily as I run my fingers through them. My ends do seem to drink up more product than the rest of my hair, which is expected as they are the most damaged. So as I twisted up each section, I would apply an extra pea-sized amount to my ends so they would be nice and happy. Now, the bottle says to keep the product on for at least 10 minutes, and I remember Abby Young saying that it would work for as long as 40 minutes if the hair remains damp. So I put on a plastic cap and kept it on my hair for close to 30 minutes. Then I shampooed, and I could immediately tell the difference it has already made on my hair. My ends feel significantly more smooth and healthy than they have felt in a really long time. And as I applied my conditioner, which is my usual Shea Moisture one, I noticed that I only had to use a quarter of the amount of product I normally use to cover my whole head. And it went on so smoothly, almost like butter. As you can probably tell, I'm very happy with my immediate results. My hair is still on my head, I have not noticed any issues with irritation, and my ends feel a lot healthier. Normally after a fresh wash and go, they would still feel dry, but today they're very, very smooth. I still have a long way to go, but I'm very excited to see if I get any more improvement as I continue to do more treatments. So far I plan to do one once a week, but I may reduce that as time goes on. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.